Here I am. I got the studio ready. I got everything ready. The cat's well and truly secured away. And let's review these songs. Okay, first of all, this is what the CD looks like. And I believe this is what the original design looked like. In fact, probably some of the reissues probably got a new design on them. Now, let's talk the songs. Okay, the first song, Around the World in a Day. Okay, the album opens with what sounds like the mini raga, basically, of everything that's done by Coleman and Malvoine. And then in comes Prince. And where you heard on Purple Rain, the last words were basically, ooh, ooh. It actually starts off with the same. It starts off with, ow! And we hear like the music playing. And then it goes into, open your heart, open your mind. A wonderful train is leaving today. And that basically sets the scene for the song. The song basically, I talked about the big exploration and people's self-realization on Around the World in a Day. And the first song cuts with that straight away. Basically, you put the album on, you're going into this big trip, and basically what happens is, along with all the beautiful instruments and definitely the Revolution band performance, I mean, this is very much a Revolution album as well as a Prince album. It's some of the most stunning music I've heard in my life. It's an amazing opener. I mean, Prince's vocals are just, oh my God. I mean, his vocals are all over the map. I mean, he starts doing some mini screams. There's a hilarious part, and then he goes, Mama, I think I want to dance, Dan. Ow! It's hilarious. And then there's a part where he goes, little girl will escort you to the places in your mind. And Prince goes, for the red, white, and blue, wow, the mother cry around the world in a day. Ow! It's just, oh, the little baby sing. It's just amazing, I mean, it's a wonderful song with the lyrics, it's all about self-exploration and, basically introducing, to this new world of open-mindedness and taking your mind beyond directions. I mean, it's easily, I'd say, Around the World in a Day is a stunning opener. I mean, a lot of people who are like, the casual fans, like the Purple Rain neophytes, and it's white, meaning it's a sort of open song, and because the colours had imagery of Prince, and basically, it's a good song in the sense that, all the hardcore fans will just get it straight away, whereas, sort of the new fans and as Prince put it, the alligator shirt wearing mama jammers behind the typewriters will think, oh, great, another Prince self-indulgent quirkfest. So Around the World in a Day, I mean, that is just a great song. I mean, there's so much going on in that song. I mean, it's very open-minded, I mean, Prince is really just trying to get the listener to go with him. And that sort of flows into the next song, which is, not only is it a great song, but it's easily one of Prince's most important songs. And as you see, I mean, there's very few weak songs on this album. I mean, this is a superb album. And while I'm talking about it, I've got to show you. I don't know if this actually is supposed to be a depiction of Paisley Park here, but Paisley Park is, again, it's about a sort of all these emotions combining and finding your own Paisley Park goes, there is a place that's known for the people it attracts, with wonderful colours one side of the back. The smile on their faces, it speaks of a profound inner peace. Ask where they're going, they'll tell you nowhere because they've taken a lifetime lease on Paisley Park. And what could be more true? Prince did take a lifetime lease on a block of land and actually build a studio called Paisley Park. This idea just resonated with him so well, and it's got a very nice, beat to it. It's got, sort of very beautiful sing-song harmonies. I mean, Wendy and Lisa join with the "But come Paisley Park is in us, so see the girl cry." It's just beautiful song. I'm not going to play any actual music in these videos. I don't want to get, torn apart by the copyright police, but the lyrics are in purple, so the Prince Purple philosophy, I mean, Paisley Park really is actually quite a poppy and accessible song. And I just want to do a little bit of extra research about this concept of Paisley. Well, Paisley, as you know, I mean, especially our British fans will know, it's actually a town in Scotland near Glasgow. And back in the 1830s and 40s, they became famous for making these Paisley scarves, which are basically, the psychedelic Paisley design, this thing here. And they became really big. They were well made, I think they were made out of silk or something. They were based on Indian designs, and the people of Paisley became quite well off with it. But around 1852, things happened that the fad and craze for Paisley items faded off, and also a lot of cheaply made printed Paisley scarves came out, because the original Paisley scarves were very expensive, about a guinea or more each, and that's about $5 American in those days. Whereas you get these cheap knockoffs for like 2 bob, basically, or basically, a dime or a quarter. And as a result, a lot of the people in Paisley went into impoverishment. I learned this because I watched a show called Who Do You Think You Are, and I had one Scottish guy, and he turned out his ancestors were silk weavers from Paisley. And then the whole Paisley thing goes quiet until about 1966-67 with the whole sort of hippie psychedelic revival, and Paisley print all of a sudden becomes a desirable fabric for all the hippies to wear, basically. And you see like Paisley printed shirts and Paisley printed flares and everything else, and then that's how Prince latches onto it through that 60s conviction. I'm not sure if he knew anything about the Scottish weavers of the early to mid 19th century, but there you go, there's a story for you. Okay, so 2 songs in a row, and then we head into the third song, Condition of the Heart. Now this song really divides the fans. I'm going to tell you about right now. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I absolutely fucking love it. It's an insanely good song. I mean, it's one of Prince's most heartfelt piano ballads. I mean, so far we've talked about loneliness and despair in the first 2 songs, and it continues into this third song. Basically, it starts off with quite a long piano opening, and the piano playing is really accomplished. You get sort of like this sort of almost sweeping motion as the piano comes in, and then Prince starts along. He's singing along the piano, going, ooh, dum, dum. And he goes, there was a man from Paris, something like that. Where is it? Yeah. There was a girl in Paris whom he sent a letter to, hoping she would answer back. Now wasn't that a foolhardy notion on the part of a sometimes lonely musician, acting out her whim, and it's very, very sort of old English, sort of almost sing-song style. Very old-fashioned sounding, but very, very brilliant, and showing that Prince could go beyond your standard pop artist. So it's a wonderful song. I mean, the chorus is amazing. I mean, I love this part going, there was a dame from London who insisted that he love her. Then she left him for a real prince from Arabia. Now, isn't that a shame? That sometimes money buys you everything and nothing. Love, it only seems to buy a terminal condition of the heart. And then he goes into a really big chorus. His voice really builds, goes, and then you hear like these piano flashes going, I can't do piano noises, sorry, I'm not piano trained in any way. And he goes, thinking about you driving me crazy. My friends all say that it's just a phase. It reminds me of the crazed vocal singing and electric intercourse, basically. Every day is a yellow day. I'm blinded by the daisies in your yard. You get the connection? So, and he talks about there's a girl, woman from the ghetto, one of the most iconic lyrics here, who made funny faces just like Clara Bow. So I've probably sung enough of this song now to get the copyright police to shoot me to smithereens and ban this video forever. But it's a brilliant song, amazing piano ballad. Now I know some of you think 7 minutes and there's a lot of piano noodling, might not like it, and I'm sure all the fans and all the new Purple Rain neophytes would have been put severely off by this because they've all got tiny little attention spans basically. But true fans would have got the song, they would have just absolutely loved it. It's an amazing song. And then we move into song 4, which is Raspberry Beret. And as you know, I mean, I've talked about this song many times. Raspberry Beret was a big pop hit. It's basically about Prince's working part-time at Mr. McGee's store. He says he's far too leisurely. Then she walked in through the outdoor, instant love, out into the country on their motorbike, and they're having sex in a barn, basically. And he talks about the colours, and he talks about doing her at old man Johnson's farm. Overcast days never turn me on. The rain sounds so cool as it hits the barn roof, and the horses wonder who you are. Thunder drowns out like the lightning sees honey, and you feel like a movie star. They say the first time ain't the greatest, but I've had the chance to do it all again. I wouldn't change a stroke, cause baby, I'm a most. With a girl as fine as she was then, wow! And he does this going, yeah! Yes, and you hear Lisa and Wendy again. Like I said, this is a Prince and the Revolution album, and Lisa and Wendy are everywhere on this album. They're singing, they're playing, they're joining in with Prince, basically. Okay, I mean, I could talk more about Raspberry Beret, but I mean, I've talked about it a lot. I mean, it's a brilliant song. I mean, you don't need to be a genius to see it. I mean, it's an obvious pop song. I mean, it was just basically one of these absolutely brilliant songs that Prince could just whip off in his sleep. I really want to talk about some of the more complex stuff. And I'm moving to the next song. Probably the only weakish song on the album is Tamborine. I mean, I feel like it's a wee bit of a skit and a filler. I mean, you've had 4 songs on this album. All of them have been uniformly excellent in their own different ways. I mean, Around the World in a Day is very much, sort of like the opening to the big adventure. Paisley Park is basically an escape into one's mind, sort of a state of personal nirvana and personal actualization. Condition of the Heart is the yearning piano ballad of loneliness, basically. The artistic song in Raspberry Beret is the accessible pop single about instant love, Forget working hard. When beautiful women walk through the door, you just take them off over to old man Johnson's farm and do what comes naturally with horses watching on in the background. So Tamborine is really a rather silly song. It's got some quirky lyrics. I mean, it's silly in the sense it's not bad. It's just not that great. It's still an average song. I mean, it's definitely just a song, but it includes some hilarious lines like trolley cars that whistle several times, and Tamborine is clearly, I mean, I've alluded to it in another video, but now I'm not for children. I'll say this: Tamborine is basically her pussy. Basically, he's playing with her pussy. Let me tell you that, You know, I'd rather sit at home by myself, me and I play my tambourine. But in that case, oh no, it's not a pussy. It might actually be his penis because he's talking about masturbating. Okay, so you know, but then again, maybe his baby's tambourine is who you know what's. So basically, it's a song about masturbation. You know. And it's actually quite funny, you know. And he's got some quirky singing going, I don't care for one night stands, Charlie cause it juggles 17. I just want to settle down and play around my baby's tambourine, tambourine. That part's quite funny, yeah, so there you are. And again, I mean, it's just absolutely covered. And he's actually said here that it was recorded at Paisley Park. So Paisley Park wasn't built until 1987, so I'm dying to know what Paisley Park was. Maybe this was a name he gave to the St. Louis Park studio before it got demolished and he had his home studio built at his new house in late 85. So already Prince is talking about Paisley Park, you know, long before it exists. I mean, I think at this stage is like, I'm going to save some Purple Rain, I'm going to build my own studio, I'm going to call it Paisley Park. So that's part one of my song review. The second video, I'm going to be reviewing tracks America through to Temptation, and then I'm also going to give you a bonus. I'm going to quickly re-review the free B-sides, and there you are. May you all live to see the dawn.